Okay, so news broke that Rashida is basically saying she gave K Michelle an apology, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm gonna make this short and sweet, and I don't care who don't like what I'm about to say. I really, really don't care. This is the thing. Rashida is a mean girl on the low. Okay, I've been told y'all this. Rashida is a mean girl on the low. I don't think her spirit is right. And I'm gonna be honest, any one thing that I have learned in life growing up, most mean girls roll together. You know what I'm saying? I have learned it. As much as people say, you can't judge me off my friends, we two different people. Most mean girls run together. Okay, I wouldn't read too deep into it if I was y'all, because the proof is in the pudding. Okay, Rashida had, that's not the first, the situation that happened between her and K Michelle, that's not the first time that I have seen some flaw shit in her behavior. Okay, now don't get me wrong, it's a difference. It's two different things between riding for your friend and just not liking the bitch. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. It's a difference between riding for your friend and just not liking the bitch. You know, and I think, for real, to be honest, one thing I have learned in life, stay away from people that just give you a hard time. And in my opinion, Rashida was just giving K Michelle a hard time. I told y'all before in the K Michelle, when she said she fired over 100 assistants or some mess she said. I already told y'all for the most part how I felt about K Michelle. And I think for the most part we all can agree K Michelle is a very unlikable person at times. And you know, I'm a Leo. I'm also an alpha female. I'm very strong in my beliefs. I don't believe in giving people second chances. I don't believe in, talking things out with people after we've been arguing publicly. I've told y'all this numerous times. So a lot of the things that K Michelle says and does, I kind of understand in a little bit, just a little bit. But the thing is, if I was K Michelle at this point, I would not want the apology. For one thing, y'all been arguing in public. Number two, it's just been a lot that has happened throughout the years. And I'm just one of those people, like, once everybody get involved and once we've been windmilling on social media, face to face, verbally, physically, whatever the situation may be, once it just gets to that point, it's really nothing for us to talk about. I mean, I'm not one of those people who like, oh, we could talk about it and where we go left after we went left. If that was the case, we could have had the conversation first. It's just So, I mean, I just wouldn't want the apology. I just wouldn't want it. And for real, I know a lot of people were saying in the comments, well, Toya must have made her do this and Toya must have. I don't even think it's that, because at this point, I don't even think Toya is with Memphis anymore. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I don't think she's with him anymore. And the thing is, let's just say she's not with him no more. So why was Rashida for all these years? She still didn't get an apology. She still didn't give it. So it goes to show, it really, for real, it really didn't have anything to do. I mean, it had something to do with her friend. But my dudes always told me, can't nobody make nobody buck on you. People do it because that's what they want to do. I don't really think Toya made that girl say that, because at the end of the day, Rashida is a grown woman. She don't have to do what somebody tells her to do. She could have stayed out of it. She didn't have to say, well, no, he did not do that to you. That was so hateful and so nasty and so mean. It was so, imagine that. Think about it. What if it really did happen? And then I couldn't imagine something like that happening to me. Excuse me, I just drank a ginger ale. And somebody saying, You're lying. No, he didn't. I couldn't imagine. But I'm in no harm. I saw the marriage boot camp clipping. I didn't watch the season that Toya was on, where I think she was sitting down at a table and he started yelling at her, saying, "Little girl," ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it was bitch made as fuck. Like, it was bitch made. And based on that, if he was acting that way on camera, I can only imagine how he treated her behind cameras. And I saw a clipping that Toya had where she was like, the man that she's talking about, I never seen this man. Boy, did, in due time, she ate every single word. And it just goes to show why I have learned in life, you don't give people their praises too early. Because you just don't know who they're going to turn out to be. Right? And unless she was putting on a mask just to make K. Michelle look stupid, I don't know, but I'm assuming he just hadn't showed her just yet, who he was. And see, they say Memphis got a lot of issues anyway. Something about his dad or something they were saying. And he was saying the woman he with gotta, take that he battling demons and all this other bullshit. And I more power to him, because I just couldn't. I'm not your fucking therapist. Like, I'm not about to be babying you, listening to your problems all fucking day. I told somebody the other day, I gave her some advice. She said, you should be a therapist. I told her, I said, I don't mean no harm. It ain't enough money in the world for me to be listening to people motherfuckers' problems all day. I can't do it. Anyway, so, it's just, I can't deal with my world and your world and this world and that world. I can't do. I only got one brain. I only have one brain, bro. Like, if I keep everybody's problems in my head, that's maximum capacity. Like, I can't do it. Anyway, she's a mean girl. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying, most mean girls run together. I mean, I have learned that in my life. Like, some of them are good at hiding it. Some of them are, it's just, people always say, you can't judge me off this and this. You are the people you hang around. And I'm not saying that Toya told her to do that. I mean, can't nobody make nobody do nothing, but I just think the bottom line was Rashida ain't want to do it because she just ain't like the bitch. Plain and simple. She just didn't like K. Michelle. She didn't like her. She didn't like her. And, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't like the bitch the whole time. When K. Michelle said you only came to get a check, she said you damn right. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't want to go from the beginning. Before the beginning, I wouldn't be surprised if she just went just to, get the check, like she said. And, she already didn't like the bitch. And then, you speak on your friend, man. That put the icing on the cake. That gave her a reason to come for you. Like the old saying goes, sometimes people can feel some type of way towards you and just wait for something so they can finally tell you or show you how they feel about you. And I don't know if Rashida was telling the truth or not when she talking about, which y'all don't realize we already had a conversation off scene. Bitch, she better than me because I wouldn't have gave you that. After you done got on national television and so many words called my ass a liar. And now you think we about to have a private conversation? No, your apology needs to be just as loud as your disrespect was, bitch. Fuck wrong with you. Rashida, to me, to be honest, Rashida is one of those people that looks beautiful on the outside, but deep down, she's a fucked up person. She can dress her ass off. She got some pretty hair. She's a nice looking person. But deep down, I don't think Rashida's spirit is right. I don't think she's right, and that's why she laid with that man that's not right, Kurt. That always made her ass look stupid. Because at the end of the day, people always say, oh, they was doing that to get a storyline. They were just doing that for the show. But at the end of the day, if he was really about you, he would say, nah, boo. I know we want the money, but what we not going to do is play with our merge. We not going to play with our marriage. We not going to play with our union for no money. I know people say, oh, well, you know, people always say, oh, well, long as we know the truth, we know da-da-da. Fuck what they think. But at the end of the day, a real man not going to let y'all play. He not going to play with y'all union like that. He not going to do it. He not going to let y'all get on TV and just put up a facade or a front just to get a paycheck. I never bought nothing from her store. I'm not supporting her ass. I don't think her spirit is right. And that's why she relayed with him. Again, birds of the same feather. I don't think her spirit is right. You know? And other than that, I mean, I told y'all that wasn't the first time I saw Rashida do some flaw ass shit, fake ass, you know, insecure ass, you know, just it. I didn't like how she did Carly Red. When Carly had opened up her store, even though we know we don't hear much about Carly's store anymore. I don't know if that was for a storyline or what. I didn't like the way she did Carly Red. Don't nobody even like you. Da-da-da. You know, how old are we? How old are we? You know, I had somebody tell me, I want to say a couple of months ago, well, everybody else said, da-da-da, a bitch that we just gonna say something had happened and she won't even dare, but she went off of what people said that I don't fuck with, right? So let me tell you what I told her. I said, you know, you said yourself you'll be 44 years old in the next couple of months, right? And she said, yeah, what they got to do anything? I said, you know, you too damn old, number one, to be getting involved in stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. Because at the end of the day, I'm in my 20s. You have a son older than me. Number two, right? Most people your age, they don't get involved in other people's drama. And then she kind of looked like, you know, why? And then she told me, why you keep bringing up my age and da-da-da. I said, because most people your age, they want peace. They want a peace of mind. You raising your hand in the conversation and to get involved in other people's drama. How old are you? You know, and then she said, well, you just said, I said, yeah. And I'm reminding you, you too old to be getting involved. What 43-year-old raises their hand to get involved in other people's drama? Who does that? Most people want a peace of mind. They don't want to bring on extra other people's shit into their world. And number three, right? Talking about some don't nobody this and don't nobody that. I said, I thought people stopped talking that way in high school. I can't remember the last time I heard somebody say some shit like that. You know, and that's why I say, Rashida, when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I think what was it, season 1, season 2, this happened. Don't quote me on it. Girl, I was in high school. And I don't know how old Rashida is, but you had to at least be in your 30s. Telling another woman, don't nobody even like you. You too old to even be talking like that. That's what they do in high school. Don't nobody like her ass. Who gives a fuck who likes who? You don't know. K. Michelle may have her own little group of friends that you don't even know about. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. They could be one call away. She could go visit them sometime. I mean, because y'all don't like her, what's that supposed to mean? Like, because y'all little clique don't like her, what's that supposed to mean? What's she supposed to do? Go in the corner and cry? What's she supposed to turn her own lights out because y'all don't like her? Who gives a fuck? She may have a group of friends of her own. I wouldn't want friends like y'all no way that would tell the next woman she's lying when she tell y'all that a man put their hands on her. I wouldn't want friends. I wouldn't want to be bothered with y'all. Because it don't matter how much you may feel. Let me tell you something I always said. One thing about me, I could hate a bitch guts. I could hate a bitch guts. But let me tell you something. I never had this happen. But let me tell you one thing about me. I always said I never been the type to go along with what everybody else say, right? But two things I always said I'ma always listen to. For example, if you tell me somebody mean, I'm not the type of person, if I heard 20 people say this person is mean, I'm not the type of person that's not going to deal with that person just because y'all say they mean. Because that could be a case of following the masses, right? But if I hear a person tell me, oh, he's a woman beater, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen to it. I don't care if I've had 2 conversations with this man. He seemed like he's just the sweetest thing ever. I'm going to still listen to it. You want to know why? Because all it takes is one time for him to swing on me or me to get him at the wrong moment. And I'm going to think about what that person said. If I heard he's a woman beater, I ain't fucking with him. And number 2, if a gay boy tell me he gay, I'm going to believe it. They say you always believe a gay man when it comes to that. Because it takes one to know one. Right? So I'm the type of woman that I could hate a bitch guts, but if I overheard her say something like that, I'm a believer. When it comes to my safety, oh, I'm believing you. I'm believing you. Absolutely. Every single time. Even if I don't tell the bitch thanks for the heads up, I'm going to take a mental note. And I'm not in my mind, I done already put an X on him. No, garbage. He puts his hand on woman. I don't care if it's spitting, hitting, throwing. I don't care. I'm not fucking with it. Right? But that's just me. I'm not the type of woman that's going to tell the next bitch she lying. Even if I do hate her. I just won't be fucking with them. And that spoke volumes about her character. Not only as a friend, as a mother. It just said a lot about who she was. A lot. And like I said, hey, all I know is birds of the same feather. Now, I'm just saying, I have learned that y'all gotta have something in common as far as personality. But I'm gonna leave it alone. So look, y'all, it's a real big YouTube channel up here. I'm not gonna say which YouTube channel it is, but because it has over 1 million views, and these people really ain't did nothing to me at all. So I'm not the type that'll send shots somebody way that ain't really did nothing to me. I just never been that kind. But anyway, so look, I'm gonna just say this, right? So let's just say it's a big family, right? So let's just say one thing that attracted me to this particular YouTube channel was because the mother of the family, I like to hear people tell stories about, when they was green back in the day and stuff. So she used to tell, she told stories about how, people took advantage of her, and, whether it was money wise or sex wise, if you know what I mean, different stuff like that. And she said sometimes it took her a while to, forgive herself and forgive others, because, people wasn't always there for her, and, she had the right people in her corner. Maybe people wouldn't have took advantage of her, so with time, she had to learn to forgive herself and others, right? And I can relate to that 80% of what she said, right? So that's one upon many things that attracted me to her channel, because for me, it was like, you could tell the family dynamic was there. And I just like to hear people's stories about how, they basically been through it, lived through it, got through it. I like to hear stuff like that. So for me, it was, I like stuff like that, right? So, nonetheless, it's just, what I did not like was the fact that you know, okay, you say you've been through some things, right? And I never been the type that, you know, I wanted to say something, but I said to myself, I ain't gonna say nothing, right? Because it ain't really my business. It's not my aunt. So it's like, why, you know? So, okay, so recently, throughout the years, by her channel blowing up, you know, people, I guess, start to recognize you or whatever. So a lot of her family that she hasn't talked to in years, she has said has reached out to her, right? So one upon many family members was her aunt, right? So one of her aunts, which, you know, is other people, but this particular aunt has gotten sick throughout the years, right? So by them having money now, they can send for her and, you know, and do little stuff like that to, you know, help her, right? So I just don't like how, you ever seen something and it comes across as somebody is exploiting another person. And it just seemed like they exploited her, which I don't feel bad for the lady because I'm one of those people that, you know, I feel like, well, she better than me because I feel like if you weren't there for me when I was younger, you know, I just don't, I feel like if a person can't be there from the sunshine, with the rain, they don't deserve to be around with the sunshine. I'm not one of them people that you could just pop up. You know, I have family members to this day that's still making an effort to reach out. But for me, it's like, why you popping up back when I was in college, you know, and if I didn't want you around in college, I most definitely don't want you around in grad school. You see what I'm saying? When you weren't there for me, when I was getting suspended all them times, expelled, you know, so it's no point for you being around now. But it just seems like they're exploiting that lady. Like, they taking videos of her throwing up and having asthma attacks and, you know, and saying, you know, just recording the throw up while it's in the trash can, which turns my stomach, and breathe, and, you know, every little thing that, you know, is going wrong with her being in the hospital, and taking pictures of the thermometer. It just comes across as, you know, and you telling her that if y'all getting even more views, which y'all channel already been big, y'all don't need her to make y'all views. It just comes across as, you know, exploiting her, getting money off her, you know, her pain and her body aching, and, you know, and I'm just saying to myself, if y'all don't want the lady around, just tell her, hey, I'm not here for it. You know, I got family members, I tell them, hey, I'm just not here for it, you know. That's not what I'm trying to do, you know, and it ain't no grudges here. It's just you want around, you know, and it's just, I don't want that around me because the little girl in me just can't forget. You know, it just comes across that way. Like, you know, the lady at one point, she couldn't even walk with the cane. She was trying to catch her breath, and the other little one saying, let me go get my phone. You know, it's like, damn, everybody recording this lady being sick, but won't nobody saying, hey, you know, you need me to help you up. You need me to, you know, hold your arm so you can keep your balance. And, you know, everybody was recording, but the lady, she could barely walk. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's like, I understand we living in a day and age where social media is very prevalent. Everybody and their mama got a social media these days for the most part. Some people still don't believe in it. I have people in my life that still don't believe in social media. You know, so it's not abnormal for a person to say, nah, I don't, you know. But it's just like, I don't know. I sound old, I guess, but damn, the lady telling y'all she can barely, you know, keep her balance. Grab her arm, grab her shoulder, something. Y'all flew her out there. What the hell y'all flew her out there for? Just to record her? I mean, I don't know shit. I don't know. It just didn't sit right in my spirit.